अरे hinga prano hai हाँ स्टार्ट. सो गाइस दैट्स इट फॉर टुडे. अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद आया तो लाइक करिए एंड सब गाइस, I want to apologize for something. I haven't been uploading videos for past 15 days. I was caught up in something. So आपके बाद मैं try करूँगा कि every week at least 2 वीडियो आए, minimum of 2 videos. So anyways, इस वीडियो में बात करने वाला हूँ something called as Anterior Pelvic Tilt. What this is basically is a tilt of your pelvis. So I'll show you how it is. Like first I have some questions for you. Do you walk like this? Do you stand like this? Do you have your posture like this with your butt out and your stomach protruding forward? If this is the case, then there is a chance that you might have an anterior pelvic tilt. Anterior pelvic tilt ये low back pain का सबसे one of the main causes of low back pain. So मैं इस वीडियो में आपको 6 exercises बताऊंगा, 6 to 7 exercises बताऊंगा. Some of them are stretches and some of them are strengthening exercises. और इस वीडियो में मैं आपको बताऊंगा आप ये टेस्ट कैसे कर सकते हो कि if you have an anterior pelvic tilt. So what is an anterior pelvic tilt? So for example, this is your pelvis, and when you have your pelvis tilted like this, that is an anterior pelvic tilt. See, this is my neutral pelvis position where I have my pelvis like this. So when I have an anterior pelvic tilt, it is like this. So everybody will have little bit tilt in their pelvis, maybe 2 to 5 degrees, 5 to 6 degrees, and for women it is around 10 to 12 degrees, and that is fine. And when your pelvis is tilted more than that, then that is a problem, and you might have a lot of problems in the future. So basically, pelvis is the foundation of your spine. So having a stronger pelvis and having a neutral pelvis is really important to have proper posture. Hey guys, Ahbar Ajaib and welcome to Proper Fitness. So इस वीडियो में मैं आपको एंटीरियर पेल्विक टिल्ट के बारे में बताऊंगा. So हम जाएंगे देखेंगे कि एंटीरियर पेल्विक टिल्ट का टेस्ट कैसे होता है. Basically, to identify if you have an anterior pelvic tilt, you have to do a small test. You can do this in home on a bed or a chair or a table bench like this. So I'll show you how to do this. So guys, you can do the test on the bench like this, or at your home if you want to test this, you can do it on a bed, but I'm going to show you on this bench. So आपको क्या करना है, आपको इस तरह से बैठना है on the edge where your calves are almost touching the bench, and you lie down. When you're lying down, lift your knees up, both the knees up where there's no space under your low back, and try to take one leg down and try to touch this. If you have a space in your lower back, then you probably have an anterior pelvic tilt. And sometimes you might even feel something like this. Like your leg is not going down and it's stopping right there. So that means you might have a very tight hip flexors. So the main thing is, when you're taking one leg down and you have a space in your low back, then there's probably a chance that you have an anterior pelvic tilt. So check it and see if you have an anterior pelvic tilt. And if you do have it, then follow along with the exercises that I'm about to show you. So guys, आपने देखा होगा कैसे टेस्ट करते हैं. So अब मैं आपको थोड़े एक्सरसाइजेस बताऊंगा जिससे आप अपना एंटीरियर पेल्विक टिल्ट फिक्स कर सकते हैं, आपकी लो बैक पेन की जिससे जा सकती है. ठीक है. So ये एक्सरसाइजेस क्या होते हैं? Before doing some exercises, you have to understand why you are doing a particular exercise, right? So आप इस साइड में देख सकते हैं आपके कौन से बॉडी पार्ट टाइट हैं और आपके कौन से बॉडी पार्ट लूज हैं. जब आपके एब्स वीक हो जाते हैं, आपके हिप फ्लेक्सर्स और आपके क्वाड्स टाइट हो जाते हैं. ठीक है. एंड जब आपके हिप फ्लेक्सर एंड क्वाड्स टाइट हो जाते हैं, उसके ऑपोजिट मसल यानी आपके ग्लूट्स और आपके हैमस्ट्रिंग्स वीक हो जाते हैं. That means anybody who has an anterior pelvic tilt has a weak abs, glutes and hamstring. Weak abs, glutes और hamstrings होते हैं, और उनके जो ओवर टाइट मसल होते हैं उनके quads होते हैं, उनके hip flexors होते हैं और उनके लो बैक होते हैं. सो हमें क्या करना है, हमें हिप फ्लेक्सर्स, क्वाड्स और लो बैक को स्ट्रेच करके उसको लूज करना है, और आपके एब्स, आपके ग्लूट्स और आपके हैमस्ट्रिंग को स्ट्रेंथनिंग एक्सरसाइजेस से उसको वर्कआउट करना है. ठीक है, सो मैं आपको 6 एक्सरसाइजेस बताऊंगा. चलिए. सो आपको कोई मसल स्ट्रेंथ करने से पहले जो उसके ऑपोजिट मसल है उसको स्ट्रेच करना होता है. सो मैं आपको लो बैक स्ट्रेच बताऊंगा. फर्स्ट एक्सरसाइज लो बैक स्ट्रेच. 2 अल्टरनेट है, आपको या फिर ये वर्कआउट कर सकते हो. You have to hold this position. जब आप नीचे आते हो, you have to hold this position down for 30 seconds of 4 sets. ठीक है. And there's an alternate exercise for this. या फिर आप कोई भी बेंच पे या फिर चेयर पे बैठ के आप ये एक्सरसाइज भी कर सकते हैं लो बैक स्ट्रेच करने के लिए. Same thing goes for this. You have to do 30 seconds of 4 sets for your low back stretch. ये हो गया आपका पहला stretch. So the next stretch is for your hip flexors. Let's see how to do this. You have to take this position. Everything is 90 degree. Your knees to your thighs is 90 degree. You have to hold this position. One thing you have to take care is you have to tuck in. You have to tuck in your tailbone. That means you have to tilt your pelvis like this inside and hold this position for 60 seconds, 3 sets of 60 seconds. And if it's too easy for you, if there's no pressure, then you can, what you can do is you can lean forward. You can lean forward and hold the position for 60 seconds. Right? And this is your second stretch. And do the same exercise for the other leg, and you're done with the second stretch. Okay, so the next stretch is for your quads. How you can do this is you have to take a bench or something that has higher ground and put your feet like this, straight, and just like that, 90 degree, and hold this position. You will feel really great stretch on your quads, and this is one of the best stretch for your quads. You can do this and hold this position for 30 seconds of 4 sets. And if it's too easy for you, then you have to tuck in and lean back as much as you can, but don't put too much pressure. Just a little bit back so that you feel a nice stretch on your quads. Like this, hold this for 30 seconds. And 4 sets on each legs, and do the same exercise on the other leg as well. So once we are done with the stretches, we are going to strengthen our core, our glutes and our hamstring. So first let's work out for our core. So like everybody else, we cannot do all the abs exercises, all those people who have an anterior pelvic tilt, because it's going to make your condition even worse. So let me show you how it's done. And first let me tell you what's wrong in doing normal crunches and leg raises. So what happens when you do a normal crunch? So the most of the pressure is taken by your hip flexor, which is not right. Your hip flexors are already tight, so we cannot make it more tight. Okay, so now let me tell you a problem with doing leg raise. So when you do a leg raise, when your leg is on the bottom, what happens is the pressure is taken by your lower back, and that is also not good, because your lower back is already tight, and putting even more pressure is going to make your condition even worse. So I'm going to show you a very easy exercise, and which is going to have a really good effect on your abs and which will strengthen your core. So let's go ahead and do that. All you have to do is Put your feet 90 by 90 and take your hand as far as you can and hold this position for 60 seconds. If you are weak, you won't be able to hold it even for 30 seconds, but this is the best exercise because your low back is neutral, your low back is touching the ground and there's no pressure on your hip flexors or your lower back. So hold this position for 60 seconds and do this of 3 sets. And this is one of the best exercises you can do with anterior pelvic tilt. The next exercise is one of the best exercises for your postural imbalance, which will help you correct your posture, is called a dead bug. Okay, let me go ahead and show that. All you have to do is, just like the previous exercise, you have to hold your leg like this, 90 by 90, put your leg up, hand up, and hold this position. And if it's too easy for you, there's a progression that you can do is put your leg down, still keeping your one leg up, and work like this. Hold this position or do the exercise for 60 seconds of 3 sets, and it's gonna fire up your core like anything, and it's one of the best exercises to build your core when you have an anterior pelvic tilt. You can ignore all the other ab crunches or all the other abs exercises and do this, because this is one of the most neutral ab exercises that you can do. So the last exercise to strengthen your glutes and your hamstrings combined, I'm going to show you. You can do a hip bridge. So basically, it's a very easy exercise and very famous to build your glutes and your hamstrings. You have to lie down and lift your butt up and tilt your pelvis so that you have a straight line. And hold this position. It's working your glutes and your hamstrings. So try to hold this position for 30 seconds and make 6 sets of this. It's gonna fire up your hamstrings. So guys, that's it. I've shown you 6 exercises, and you can actually do a lot more exercises for this particular condition. But I have shown you 6 because you can do this every day and it will hardly take you 10 to 12 minutes. And the reason I haven't shown you more exercises for each muscle is because it would have taken a lot of your time, and when a particular routine takes a lot of your time, then you feel lazy to do it. So anyone who has an anterior pelvic tilt can do this exercise every day, and if you are not able to do it every day, at least every alternate days, and you will be able to solve your anterior pelvic tilt. So that's it guys. अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया तो press that like button, and if you haven't already done, then subscribe to my channel. That will really help me grow my channel. And if you have a question, अगर आपको कोई question है या फिर आप अपने मुझे next video suggestion देना चाहते हो तो आप मुझे Instagram पे जाके DM कर सकते हो @properfitness, and I'm really active over there, so you can go ahead and text me over there. So कोई भी question हो आप मुझे वहाँ पे पूछ सकते हो. So guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching this video till the end.